From a cast member being given a job to produce an episode to some actors refusing to do really disturbing scenes, and even a cast member scaring their co-stars so much that they didn't want to speak to her. Can you guess who we're talking about? Let's start off with Elisabeth Moss serving as the co-producer for Season 5.
She can't waltz back and forth between Canada and Gilead like she's a f***ing queen or something?
Not only does our beloved Elisabeth Moss lead the Hulu drama, but she also serves as the co-producer of the series. A lot of TV shows tend to give their lead actors co-produce because, after all, the actor knows what their character would do, how their character would react, who would they go to, and so on. While most directors decide to give their stars a couple of episodes to direct, the showrunner of The Handmaid's Tale gave Moss full control. The actress serves as the co-producer of the series ever since the first installment, and most recently, she directed the opening sequence in the drama's 5th season premiere.
Canadian border enforcement agents recovered a body. We were able to make a positive identification.
The 5th installment of the show had its 2-episode premiere on September 14th, with more and more viewers tuning in to see what happens after that shocking Season 4 finale. The premiere takes place shortly after Fred Waterford's death. As you clearly remember, June and her fellow handmaids chased Fred into the woods, beat him to death, and hanged him on the wall with a powerful message. But every action has its own reaction, and Gilead will have one too when they discover what June did to a commander. The opening for Season 5 is one of Elisabeth's favorite scenes in the show. In it, June and her fellow handmaids are celebrating to the tune of Dolly Parton's Gettin' Happy. The guilt that she feels is very palpable, and she wants to be punished. She wants someone to tell her what's right and what's wrong. Moss told The Hollywood Reporter, speaking about that diner sequence. She also mentioned something about you smashing that like button. Now seriously, do it to make us happy. The 5th installment of the show proved to be very intense so far. It mostly focuses on the war between Serena Joy Waterford and June. While the reviews on Season 4 are positive so far, we can't help but notice Alexis Bledel's absence from the series. Alexis is nowhere to be found because she left the show ahead of Season 5.
Do you swear by his name that the report you have submitted accused are hereby found guilty?
Emily's rebellious nature will be no longer seen in the series. Alexis Bledel, who portrayed the handmaid Emily Malik in all of the 4 seasons of The Handmaid's Tale, decided to leave the Hulu drama ahead of its 5th season. After much thought, I felt I had to step away from The Handmaid's Tale this time, the actress said in a statement supplied to EW on Friday. I'm forever grateful to Bruce Miller for writing such truthful and resonant scenes for Emily, and to Hulu, MGM, the cast and crew for their support. This came as a surprise to a lot of fans because, thanks to the role in the show, Bledel was nominated for 3 Emmys, winning one for Outstanding Guest Actress in a Drama Series.
You won't want what you cannot have.
During the September 13th premiere of the show's 5th season, Sylvia said that Emily has gone back to Gilead to seek revenge on her haters, abusers, and wrongdoers. This is how Bledel was written off the show. Turns out, what Madeline Brewer, who plays Janine, told EW came true after all. In that interview, the actress said that things are gonna get wild. She added, I truly don't know how to describe it. I mean, we're so much out of Gilead, and everyone is experiencing things that they haven't yet experienced. Everyone's going through a transformative period. We believe showrunner Bruce Miller perfectly explained the 5th installment when he told EW that the series will now be a bit like Sophie's Choice, the series. Now let's talk about Fred Waterford. He was the biggest villain in the series, and he got what he deserved in the Season 4 finale. He has done a lot of awful things, and we can only imagine how difficult it was for Joseph Fiennes to get into such a wicked character. But did you guys know that Fiennes refused to do one disturbing scene? Joseph Fiennes is an amazingly talented actor who plays Commander Waterford in the series. Fiennes was given one of the most difficult jobs on the show, producing many disturbing scenes that often included Fred abusing a handmaid. Even though Fiennes got used to doing these awful scenes, he refused to film one. How bad was it? Well, a lot. The scene he refused to do involved Fred abusing his wife. This was supposed to happen in Season 2, but the actor talked to the showrunner, and they made a deal not to include the scene because even though Fred is an awful character, he wouldn't do this to his wife. At least that's what Fiennes thought. What do you guys think about this? Now let's talk about another villain in the show. Apparently, people are really scared of Aunt Dowd.
I think it's a stain, Aunt Lydia.
You're in Aunt Lydia, stop!
Aunt Dowd, the Emmy-winning actress who plays Aunt Lydia in The Handmaid's Tale, will reprise her role in the next Hulu project, The Testaments. For those not familiar, this will be a show set 15 years after the finale of The Handmaid's Tale. But did you guys know that Anne Dowd was so good with her portrayal of Aunt Lydia that some of the actors who played supporting characters were actually terrified of her? Yes, they were even avoiding her. When appearing on an episode on the Ellen DeGeneres show, Dowd decided to share a hilarious experience of her at the airport. One would be at the airport when I was heading to a flight, you know, when you go down the escalator, Anne said. And a lady jumped straight in front of me with a pointed finger, and she said, "I know you, I know you. Who are you?" Anne said, kept asking and asking until she figured it out. She said, "I know you, I know you. I know who you are. You're her, aren't you?" Once she realized who the actress was, she ran down the escalator and ran away from her. "That's how good you are at that role," Ellen tells Dowd. Now, there were a couple of big decisions brought up on the set of The Handmaid's Tale Season 5. Some were happy, while others were a bit painful. Apparently, the creators made a decision to end the show.
That's not true. I object to this.
But it is counterproductive for you to inflict that pain.
We knew this day would come because all good things come to an end someday. The Handmaid's Tale will end with Season 6, guys, and we can't get over the fact that we won't have new episodes of the show coming out each year. The first season of the series covers all of the events of the novel, and even though the creators are still trying to stay loyal to the source material, they have already brought the show far, far away from the story of the novel. During these 5 seasons, fans were happy that the creators decided not to include some storylines that were a bit too disturbing to be shown on TV, but maybe it's a good thing that the show will end. We hate to be those people, but let's be honest here. There were many repetitive storylines in order for the creators to keep the show moving. Season 4 was the one in which we saw more progress, and now we do know that the show will reach its pivot point in the 5th installment, perhaps at the very end of it.
What did you do? Help! Somebody!
Earlier, Miller told The Hollywood Reporter that he hasn't made a decision yet, adding that he will keep doing the show as long as Elisabeth Moss is involved in it. But before the Season 5 premiere, he announced the 6th season of the show would be the final one. He also said that you need to smash that subscribe button and notification bell so you'll never miss any of our videos in the future. No, seriously. Per a report by Entertainment Weekly, Miller announced the show's end at the 2022 Toronto Film Festival. He said that they're all grateful to Hulu and MGM for allowing them to tell this story, which unfortunately has remained as relevant as ever throughout its run. Do you guys think it's time for the show to end? See you in the next video.